Muay Thai clinch. When I get needed a Muay Thai clinch. Got expertise in a Muay Thai. Yeah, better get sweep in a Muay Thai. Needed a clinch. Hold holding a
Can you see me?
Yeah, yeah, we're good. My blur
Perfect.
was going.
Perfect.
We're all good now. We're rolling. Yeah, yeah. Perfect, perfect. Yeah, you're within driving range, right? So you got to make the trip. It makes it easy but hard in a way, right? Because you're just leaving your home and going straight to work. Is there a different switch that happens when you're just cruising over as opposed to, on a flight? Is it a little different?
Honestly, most of my fights have been pretty centralized in New York, Connecticut, New England area. So I'm pretty accustomed to pretty much exclusively driving. You know what I
Nice.
mean?
Okay.
And to be honest, I've been in that mindset every single day driving to the gym for this camp. Expecting, aiming for perfection, but expecting a war. So I'm just kind of locking in every time I make any type of drive. You know what I
Perfect,
mean?
man. Perfect. Yeah, you got a game opponent in Kelton. I spoke with him yesterday.
Yep.
Obviously, it's all war going into it for both of you guys, especially with the same record, same round one finishing rate. Basically, this is an exciting one, and it's it's a good story too because you obviously anyone that's watching. Please go watch the interview that you did with Cage Side, both of them, because they give a good insight into your career. And I don't want to go over stuff you've already spoken with and all that. So
All good.
um,
It's par for the course. I'm used to
it
whatever
is,
question
it
comes
is,
my
yeah.
way.
I don't like to be the course though. I like to be the
I
the other side of
like
the.
that. I like
Yeah,
that. It's
yeah, of course, man.
unique.
First, the hoodie is sick, by the way. That thing
Yeah,
is
yeah.
nasty.
Yeah. It's my fourth fight with LFA. At this point, I like repping the brand.
No, that's sweet. I love the California Bear. I had a flag on my room and that shit. But I'm
Yeah,
gonna hit
yeah.
you with this. What do you think of this three eye atlas fucking thing headed towards us? What do you have any thoughts on that?
I'm gonna be honest. You just dropped a bombshell on me. I don't even know what the hell that is.
Okay, that's good. That means you're really locked
Inform
in for
me.
your fight.
Yeah, I
So
am exactly.
there's been pictures of this asteroid that's like a couple miles wide, like 4 miles wide. And the picture of it is a perfect line with what looks like a bunch of lights on it. Now, there's obviously with AI and all this shit, but this was dropped by Harvard like months ago, and it's supposed to pass Earth by millions of miles, no problem. But there's been like moments where it's propulsing, like it's going faster than a regular meteorite.
Unanticipated.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So there's some speculation that it's like a fucking mothership.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Honestly, okay, so first and foremost, I, you're in Canada, I'm in the United States. I don't know
Mhm.
how things are out there. Things are fucked up out here.
Yeah, things are
Okay.
pretty fucked up here
First and
too, man.
foremost, and I'm a
Yeah.
big time conspiracy theorist. So
Oh,
honestly,
perfect.
I'm just gonna have to guess that that's just gaslighting and just kind of sending a smoke signal. Oh, look at this, look at this.
Yep.
But they're just blocking off the Epstein files. So
Yep. Boom. That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. And yeah, did you see the Theo Von Joe Rogan clip that was going around today or yesterday?
I got the transcript. I read a little bit of it, but I didn't sit and watch the video. Like I said, I'm on my phone, usually just sending ignorant stuff to my teammates and
That's
whatnot.
good.
But
That's
uh,
good.
but for the most part, I'm not. I try to stay off the internet too much. I got two kids, and I got uh, a big task at hand. So like
Of
I,
course.
I I'm try to. I keep my ear to the streets, but I try not to overdo the social media stuff.
That's good. I try not to too, but it's hard when I'm trying
It
to
is hard.
update myself on like it's the
Oh,
job
you're in
basically,
the
right? So I'm on
Yeah,
that
you're in
end
the
of it.
business. You're in the
Yeah,
business. You
yeah.
got
And
to stay up to date with everything.
it's hard to balance the like, hey, I'm working to like now I'm laughing and now I'm seeing someone die, you know? It's
When
such
when
a
you're working on your phone, first and foremost, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. You know what I mean?
yeah, you got to have
So,
like a switch where you're like, hey, this is pure work mode and I'm leaving everything else aside. Tell me
God bless
about
you. I
your
got ADHD, so like if I'm on my phone, the ignorant stuff comes up. You know what I mean?
dude, this is the way the conversation is going because I do too. This is perfect. Because I was just gonna say, tell me about your grandfather. You said he was a pro boxer.
Yeah,
Where did he
yeah.
fight? What promotion? Like where
To be
was this?
honest with you, to be honest with you, I don't know how good of a pro boxer he was. I
Yeah.
just know he was a pro boxer.
Okay.
I
Okay.
remember. So he passed away when I was 7 years old.
Okay.
But he was. I grew up without a father, so
Yeah.
like that was during that time frame. That was the male figure in my life, and he always talked about how he was a pro boxer. My mom pulls out pictures of him as a pro boxer, and like his brothers' kids, apparently like the distant cousins, they would talk about how both of them were boxers. Like him and his brother were both boxers, and they owned a gym in downtown Rochester and whatnot. But that was long gone by the time I was around. They owned a HVAC company, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But
Okay.
but
Okay.
it's in
But
my
still,
blood. But at the
still,
end of the day, it's in my blood.
I was gonna say, I'm sure you'd be proud of you, man,
Yeah,
doing some MMA like this right now, especially with LFA. I love to talk about LFA as well in the sense of it's building the generation. It like the current generation of superstars. It's like
yeah,
I would always say it's the next, but it really is the current. You look at
100%.
all of the I was talking with Ron Kruk yesterday. I won't say I pulled this stat out, he did, but the 18 main events of the UFC were LFA fighters, four current champions from LFA.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're in the right spot to hit that road that you want to do. And after a 4 year layoff too, right?
Six and
With
a
the
half year
injuries, with
layoff.
COVID. What, pardon?
6.5 year layoff.
6.5 year layoff. Pardon me, my
No,
friend.
I
I
wasn't
even, you know
correcting you
what's
like
funny?
that. I wasn't correcting you like that. But
No,
isn't that
no.
crazy?
I have 6.5 years, so I actually misspoke.
No,
But
no, no. Amy, yeah,
the
sorry.
that and then obviously the injuries, right? Like to come back from this is how do you feel? Is it like are you very proud of yourself? Is it redemption you feel after that layoff, after the injuries in that sense?
Yeah, so, honestly, back when I was an amateur, it was like an uphill battle, even being from New York and fighting, because it was just recently, like when I first started, it was just recently sanctioned as amateur
Yep.
out in New York. It was just like still illegal out here. And if you wanted to fight, like nobody came to New York. You know what I mean? You had to kind of travel. And uh, with that, like I had a bunch of fights here and like I rushed them as an amateur. I started training and I just got right into competing. I, kind of got, I think like 12, 13 fights as an amateur within 3 years of training.
Hmm.
Um, and then I made that jump to pro and I won. Bellator, great
Crazy.
promotion, great
Crazy debut
opportunity.
for a pro. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Great opportunity. Great. I put myself in a great position, but at the same time, with that being said, I was pretty green at the time.
Yeah.
I think with how fighters, especially at that time frame, were like how their careers were going, either it was you're a journeyman, you're somebody that gets brought in and gets hammered by like the local guy, or you leave here. And I
Yeah.
planned on leaving for a moment in time. But like I flirted with New England or Florida and this, that, the third. Um, but like again, I was still very green.
Yeah.
During that fight, I broke my hand. Uh, and then, I got suspended from the athletic commission. And then I ended up doing a grappling match and tearing my knee.
Yeah.
And in there, I had ACL surgery. So I kind of like, but even there, I just kind of remained a student of the game. And just kind of honestly, I got better and better as the time went.
Yeah.
It made me more and more hungry. It kind of made me sharper, uh, more seasoned. Even though I wasn't competing, I was actually learning the trade.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, and then I got ready to get back to it, and then the COVID shut the world down. So, the wife and I, we had an opportunity to go out to Florida. We went down there, started training at a real good gym, had kids, um, came back home and we're like, you know what, this is where we're supposed to be. And in that time frame, I relocated from Syracuse to Rochester.
Okay.
Because that's where I'm originally from is Rochester.
Hmm.
So, when I did that, I was like, where am I going to train? This, that, the third. Like there were some gyms, but one that always stuck out to me was Synthesis.
Yep.
John Piersma's over here. He's headlining the card.
Yep.
Uh, and he was always messaging me like, man, let's get some rounds in. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I came there and like, I was like, yeah, I think this is going to be my new home. But like, I also was just kind of, I always wanted to compete, but I wasn't ever sure if I was gonna.
Hmm.
Like I said, I had two kids. Um, there was such a lengthy layoff, but between him and a bunch of the amateurs in the gym, they just kind of insisting like you've still got the skill, like you are more than capable of competing at the highest of levels. Like you should go do that, or else you'll
Hmm.
really kick yourself in your ass. And I got the opportunity to do it, and when I did, I was, oh yeah, I'm back. But like I will not lie, like there was a big adjustment period going so long without fighting. Like you almost relearn like how to fight. You know what I mean? Not like the technical aspect, but the mindset. And
Yeah.
I think now this is my fifth fight within 18 months. Fourth with LFA, which is
That's
right back
big.
in the big dogs.
That's big,
So,
man. Yeah. Yeah.
so
That's
like, I think I'm more than prepped right now to really showcase what I'm about, and I'm really looking forward to doing that.
Yeah, yeah, and you get a win over a young, hungry guy like Kelton, who I think he's got he had 4 fights last year, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
That shows something, especially because
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
yeah, man, yeah, and Piersma is incredibly talented. He's got a hard task in front of him, but I mean, he's got over double the fights that this guy has. He's
At least
taken
in
out,
MMA. I mean, like that guy's
yeah,
got a world of experience with striking.
dude,
But
yeah,
I'll tell you right now, John is a dread. You know what I mean?
yeah,
John,
yeah.
nobody enjoys having to be that guy to go with him. And when I first came in, I was that guy that was going with him. And luckily we've built the team up pretty good where we've got a bunch of guys. We've got like 25 active amateurs. We've got a handful of pros, and we're really coming synthesis mixed martial arts. We're establishing the next crop of upstate New York talent, and I think we're really changing the course of how it is out here.
Yeah,
But
man. Yeah.
yeah, no, and it's all because like John was the only one at this gym. Like there were some fighters here and there, but it's really been built around him. I like just kind of going, I'm the consultant, that's the principal. You guys deal with him, deal with him. But I'm here if you guys need me. But that guy, I'm telling you, I know online he's a big time underdog, but bet the house because he's gonna shock a lot of people.
I was just gonna say this. The big old story is this guy is coming in with 5 finishes in a row from round one, right? Well, I'll tell you exactly who these finishes are against, right? You have a 3-4 Emmanuel, you have an 0-1 Ken Burns, a 2-1 Gregson, a 5-3, and a 6-2, right? So no one is at that level that John is in it. And all of these gentlemen, none of them are a two promotion champion like John is as well at 170.
Three, yeah,
Three,
three, yeah.
pardon me. Yeah,
No, it's
three.
okay. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's crazy. Like that's been the story of John's career the past
Yeah.
few years. Since I've been training with him, he's been the guy that's counted out. And I think his last 4 or 5 fights have all been against undefeated guys. He's the guy that's supposed to come in and
Yeah.
be their
Yeah.
stiffest test, or just like, oh, this is the guy that he's going to showcase that he's about this, that, the third. And he's gone and steamrolled him. So like,
Even guys on the other side when he was young coming up, there was a retirement fight. I think it was NEF
yeah,
for one of the guys. Yeah, and
that guy had
he's
like
like,
30 fights. It was like his third or fourth
dude,
fight.
yeah, he's like,
And
your manager made a bad decision, dude, and boom.
yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So here's the craziest thing about John. This is what I don't get, okay? Because like I said, I was living out in Syracuse when I went pro,
Mhm.
okay? And when I first started competing. But I grew up out in Rochester, so I'd come home and I'd need somewhere to train, so I'd stop into Synthesis. It was right after my pro debut. John was getting ready for his amateur debut.
Okay, that's
between
insane.
between that fight in Bellator for me and my first fight back between amateur and pro, he had like 20 fights. Very successful. So I always watched from a distance. I'm like, Jesus. I was like, how the fuck is this guy doing this? But some people are built different. John's built different.
Yeah, he's using that fucking the horse electrolytes, man. He's got to be like something ridiculous to fuel
I'm
that.
telling you,
Yeah, man.
he goes. I used to do the 5.5s with him, and like
Yep.
I still, now like I'm kind of like trying to focus on my own camp.
Yeah, man.
Like
Yeah.
I'll give him rounds when they line up. Like he'll give
Yep.
me rounds in my
Hop in a Shark
five.
Tank. Yeah.
Right, he'll do my 5.5s or 3.5s, whatever I'm doing. I'll jump into his. But God, it is so nice having other people be sacrificial lambs to deal with him. To be honest, it's like you going with him? You going with? Have at it. So I'll go a couple in a row if you want,
Oh,
but
man.
you're in, you're in. We'll all
That is
message each
awesome.
other in a different group chat, like, hey, show up today.
Yeah. You said you had an amateur, Jack Sheenan, making his pro debut soon.
Yeah.
What promotion is he going to be fighting on?
So yeah, he's making his pro debut for VFL. It's that
Yep.
new up and coming company that's had some shows out in New York City. I think
Nice.
they did one in Times Square. I think their first one, I believe. I don't
Yep.
know which number this is, but yeah, no, got an opportunity for him to go make that transition because we've been looking for him to make a transition and just kind of jumped on it. This kid is a phenom. He's 6-0 as an amateur, 55 and 70 champ, and he's John Jr. is what we call him. Like he's John Jr. and then we got a kid Mitch White. This kid he's still pretty new to not new to fighting, but still getting the wheels under him. That kid, that's Kevin Jr. in the gym. He he's gonna be a handful for just about any 35er once he really gets the ball rolling and um, gets his ducks in a row because that kid's talent is through the roof, and we've got a ton of those over at our gym right now. Anybody that comes in on a Monday for sparring, anybody that comes in on a Saturday sparring, they'd be you'd be hard pressed to find easy rounds.
It's something that is a blessing for folks in the area of a gym with that kind of talent there. I was lucky enough to go down to Longo's MMA
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
New York there earlier this year, and
Jack's actually fighting somebody from Lagos, and
oh fuck
we
yeah,
have yeah, and that's something. I don't mean to interrupt you.
no, that's good.
That's that's another thing that's awesome for like New York now, like with having a pro events in New York now, guys that are from all parts of New York can fight in New York rather than have to go and fight somebody from Philadelphia in Philadelphia. You know what I mean? Like LFA coming out here is just awesome. We've got about 4 or 5 guys on the card that are local. And yeah, I just see that continuing to grow and blossom out here for the
They're
years to
building
come.
good communities too, right? You have their New York, their like that East area. They do their California events, and then their shows down south in Brazil. And
Oh my God.
they kind of travel across, but they kind of have those main home spots that are really
Yeah, yeah.
growing and breeding the next well current generation too, right? So it's exciting
Right.
to see, man, especially as a fan because you have again, I spoke to this multiple times already, but you have Ethan Ewing making a 2 day
Yeah.
short call notice uh, right after I know it was A1, but made some headlines with that head kick KO at UFC or LFA 200, pardon me. And that's where you need to
Yeah, it was
be,
against
right?
my
You be
buddy.
prepped, be ready for the call, and then
Oh,
be active.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. And that's what I try to tell these kids because a lot of guys balloon up and stuff. And I'm like, listen, you guys are young. I know with that it comes a little bit of stupidity,
Yeah.
but
Even
you
John.
gotta, you,
John said he was going over 200 back then, right? Now
oh
he's
my
fully
gosh,
locked
yeah.
in.
Now the guy is dialed in. He's
Yeah.
dialed in like I've never seen. Like I think the road to the UFC thing was a big wake up call for him.
Oh, dude.
Like,
Well, you fight international talent like that, right? Then you
yeah,
really,
yeah.
really are seeing what's going on.
On such short notice, though, I give him all the props in the world. Like,
Pardon me, bro. I just got to plug in my laptop. It's about to
yeah, yeah,
die.
do you think? Do
One
you
sec.
think?
Golden. There we go. Perfect. So, yeah, it's one thing to stay ready, right? Because that call could come at any time, any fucking time.
Right. Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. And it's like so many people think like, oh, I got to get in shape. And it's like, I got to get my conditioning right. And it's like, that's half the battle if you're walking around 30 pounds over, your fight weight. Um, it's just a matter of like staying ready at the drop of a dime. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's something I've gotten accustomed to, like, since I started competing again. I would always kind of balloon up myself because I'd be an asshole,
Yeah.
But now I also got kids and stuff. So, like, it goes beyond just competing. It's like I want to have a long, fruitful career, but I also want to make sure I'm around for them once this stuff's all said and done. I want to make sure, I'm healthy. And in the process, I've just been in better shape. Just having a nice, clean diet year round, cheating here and there, it's okay. Like
Yeah.
everything is okay in moderation, especially like if you're an athlete, there's not many things that kind of MMA is a hard itch to scratch. Like once you have these highs and these lows, it's hard to kind of touch on those again. So
Yeah.
everybody kind of chases a little. Some will be like, "Oh, the food makes me feel great," but it's like you'll be kicking yourself in your ass if you're not, on top of it year round more or less, and just staying disciplined. So
It's so easy to put on weight as I've gone up and down
yeah,
by
yeah,
90 pounds, bro. Like
yeah,
I've
yeah.
done some big and I'm on the upper side of it again. I had a back injury which fucked me right up.
Dude, that'll
Takes you
do it.
out. But back doing rounds on the bag, running miles. And I've done it
Something is
before.
it.
So
Something is.
you know what you gotta do. You know what you gotta eat. You just gotta fucking do it, right? And it's that pain that because once you're up there, it's so painful to get back down. And then once you
Oh,
start going
100%.
down, if it starts to feel better, you get more motivation and it starts becoming more of a downhill battle.
Yeah,
But
yeah, and those places that are knotted up, kind of like the inflammation kind of
yeah,
decreases a little bit, but it is
yeah,
tough. It's tough to kind of set the wheels in motion.
yeah.
You know what I
How
mean?
your injuries, are you like fully back? Like
Oh
knees are
yeah,
good, hands are
yeah,
good,
yeah.
everything, no problems from old injury shit.
No, honestly,
That's a
and
blessing, bro.
I made sure of it before I got back to competing because I wanted to make sure, come test it. You want to
Yeah.
test my knee, come go for it. And it's funny because my last opponent afterwards, I didn't know how much of it was public information,
Yeah.
but my last opponent, great guy, Dave McIntosh, after we fought, we were cutting it up. We watched the rest of the card together. Honestly, my wife and my friends were all messaging me like, "Where the hell are you?" I was like, "I'm sitting in the stands watching the fights with Dave." Blah blah blah. But no, he was talking to me. He's like, "Man," he's like, "I heard you had ACL surgeries." He's like, "I was trying to chop those motherfuckers, man. I was trying to test them." I was like, "I don't know how you knew that, but God bless you." I was like, "Well, they're good." So
Cage
no,
Side
but
Press, man. It was that interview. That's where I heard it.
more than likely, more than
Yeah, yeah,
likely.
yeah. And when you're chopping it up, right? You're just talking and yeah, I had this injury. Don't even think about it, and then
Yeah,
boom.
right. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know, right?
yeah,
Yeah, it is what it is.
yeah.
I'm anybody who knows me personally knows I'm an open book. And
Nice, man.
if anybody wants to kind of test the waters
Yeah,
as far as fighting goes and see what's what, looks can be deceiving. I know that even my fight style might not look the most efficient or the most like I'm super active or whatnot, but I promise when I'm in there, it's a whole different story. So
well,
that's
you throw with intent. Your in and out movement is super crisp. You can see the amateur, you can see your experience at a 4-1 record in there because a lot of guys at this level aren't fighting in LFA. They're not fighting
yeah.
for Bellator. They're usually in the smaller promotions, EFC, for example, or
Oh yeah.
ECF, pardon me, Extreme Cage Fighting. That's in New York as well.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
seeing guys get 6, 7, 8, 9 fights before they even get a hint at
Yeah.
getting
And
a bigger show.
a lot of these guys will go fight cab drivers and whatnot and be okay
Right? That's
with
a
it. They'll
big
they'll go
one.
create a career off that. I've never
Yeah.
been cut from that type of cloth. I think that stuff is necessary um to an extent in the beginning.
Yeah,
Uh
see if you can take a punch,
especially like
right?
I took that and like I took that mindset when I started training in New England a bunch. These guys were always fighting for lack of a better term, bums. Like people
Yeah,
who don't even like they do it not even as a part-time thing. They'll roll off the couch and just show up to fight.
yeah,
But they're okay with it and like God bless them, you know, it is what it is. I'm
yeah,
not fully judging,
yeah.
but how you gonna call yourself a fighter? You can call yourself an athlete, you can go call yourself a spectacle, whatever you want to be, but as a fighter, as a martial artist, you gotta challenge yourself, and that's what it's about. I've always wanted that route. And yeah, you know, no matter who it is. So
That's
that's the
awesome.
mindset I bring, and it makes it easier to adapt when you're in there. Because otherwise, like I see these guys, they'll get hit with something against even a lower level guy, and they'll kind of like, whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa, because it's
yeah.
different in the gym. You can go get hit as much as you want in the gym and go, "Oh, okay." But when you get hit and then you hear bells in your head and then you hear the crowd cheering, and you're like, hold on, hold on. If you've been there, you know how to react, and it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you don't got guys ringing your bell in sparring too often, right? That's not
Yeah.
usually a thing that happens.
And I don't want it, especially at this age. I'll tell you
Yeah,
the truth. I'm
yeah,
not a fan of
exactly,
it.
man. Fuck no.
But like I know it is par for the course. Unfortunately, it's almost like there's almost reps you have to go through with stuff like that, just like you do with like repping out jabs, repping
It's
out
gonna
takedowns,
happen.
repping out this, that, the third. You have to put yourself in uncomfortable positions. I'm not saying let somebody just crack you
Yeah.
and see what happens, but like if you go untested, somebody's going to test you sooner or later, and you better be able to pass that exam.
So it's happening this Friday, Niagara Falls. It's the Seneca Resort. Is that what it is?
Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino, so pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, beautiful. So yeah, UFC Fight Pass. Do you have any sponsors that are helping you out through camp or anything
I've
like
got
that?
a lot of sponsors. You
Good.
know, I didn't do any as an amateur.
Yeah.
Uh, and even my pro debut, I didn't do any with
Damn.
Bellator.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I can't speak highly enough about how much they help with everything. You know,
Amazing.
it makes life easier. You know, I got Original Steve's Diner out here. They're local family-owned business. Flintstone Cannabis. They're another locally owned family or business out here that obviously distributes
Hell yeah.
so on and so forth.
I'd be visiting that stuff when I'm
I
in
think
too.
everybody should if you're in the
Yeah.
Rochester area or in the New York area
Yeah.
in
Smoke
general.
something.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I also got Four Winds Chimney, another local company. Grind Ops, which is a coffee um, manufacturer, independently owned,
Hell yeah.
from Texas, as well as Redacted Hot Sauce. They're out in Florida.
Mhm.
Those are vet-owned companies, Ellie-owned companies. They've been amazing. They've been with me for about 3, 4 fights now,
Nice, man.
and they've just been awesome. Yeah, no, I've been blessed to have a lot of good help over the last year and a half that I've been back competing, and I can't speak highly enough about these guys. And if there's any that I forgot, I'm sorry. I love you guys.
That's golden, man. I got John joining me here in just about 20 minutes. I'm gonna get my dog out for a little walk before I
Absolutely.
have
What
him
type of
on here.
dog?
Here, I'll show you actually. Raul.
Let it rip.
He's a
Oh,
Shepherd Labrador.
oh, what's up? That's a good
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, he's from Mexico. His name's
Raul,
Raul.
that's a fire name. I can't lie
Yeah,
to
man.
you.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's been by my side for the past 4 years now. So,
He seems chill. We got a border collie.
oh
We
yeah,
got a border collie and 2 little boys, so
playful.
it's
That must be madness.
chaos in our house. I'll
Yeah.
tell you that. You know, I'm used to the stimulation that fight night brings because of all 3 of those.
I
I
just
feel
got
for my wife though because she's trapped in a house full of testosterone and chaos.
That's amazing, man. That's great. Yeah, big shout out to Carly for setting up the interview and getting setting this up for me to talk to multiple fighters too. She's
Yeah. Oh,
been great with
I
that. Ron had multiple great things to say about her.
she is
It's
a
been a pleasure.
wizard at what she does. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and it's
There's nobody like her. She's like a unicorn.
dude, you have to have a brain that has so many compartments for everyone because there's so many people you're working with. It's
I don't know how she
madness.
does it. I
Yeah,
don't know
it's
how she does
actually
it. I
madness.
couldn't do it. And She goes, you don't know, you couldn't even fathom doing this. I said, I know I couldn't. I'm not even going to sit here and act like I could. I could never in a million years. I could hardly keep a conversation, like one conversation at a time. You see me at the gym, I'll be talking to somebody else comes up to me, and then I'll hear something over in the corner and I'll start talking and then I'll lose track of all of them.
Yeah,
So
yeah. What's your name
I couldn't
again?
imagine what she does. And it's just, can give her enough props.
Fucking rights, man. Well, dude, I appreciate the time.
Yeah, I appreciate it
Yeah.
too. Nice questions, all unique, all different.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, I don't like to bring the same old. I don't want to
Yeah.
say BS, but
Rigmarole.
just the repetitive. Like we know how most of it's going, and
Right.
like I said, for anyone that wants a little bit more info on stats or anything like that too, Kevin's done multiple interviews prior in his career as well. So it's if you want to learn a little more about him in his past, and then head on down to there. But I'm sure I'll have you on again, man. We'll chop it up about
Absolutely. It'd be awesome. Hey,
more
when you talk to
conspiracies.
John, ask him about some of the gym wars we have with like the C Team Championship.
C
Ask him
Team
about the C Team
Championship. Okay,
Championships.
here, let me write this shit down. C Team Championship. Thank you,
Oh, dude,
bro.
these are crazy.
Ah,
I can't
fuck yeah.
lie to you.
This is the kind of shit I love. Okay, thank you. Awesome, bro.
Absolutely. All
Okay,
right,
you have a
brother.
good
Thank you
night,
very
man.
much. I
And
appreciate you.
yeah, yeah.
Adios, Raihu.
You have a great time, man. Have fun in
Thank you,
there
brother.
tonight or on
Thank you.
Friday, bro. We'll be
Yes,
watching.
sir. All right. Much love.
Cheers, man.
Peace.